This for all the Bean.
Yeah. I'm going shopping, I wanna break some tags. Open up, I wanna see what's in the bag. Like Ipsy, magic like a gypsy. Lots of wild finds, Dee Dee Bean, do you get me? Thrifting like Mulan, shopping with the coupons. Shop 3 times, I'll tell you 2 times. Dooney and Bourke, shop the thrifting store. Tag or collab with me, we can make more, friend.
I gave my time out.
Hi Bean Beauties, how are you doing? Dee Dee Bean here. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today is one of those, I guess, is it on a controversial line, but this is kind of my point of view and how I feel about fakes. But I guess when fakes are done incorrectly, definitely don't condone people selling fakes, and especially trying to sell them as the real item. Definitely don't condone those. And in fact, it's very disheartening when that happens. I can tell you and attest to from personal experience. So if you want to hear that story, then come on back after our public service announcement. Okay, everybody, public service announcement time. Just want to let y'all know that I thank y'all very, very much for watching my channels, and thank you so much for coming over today to this particular subject. And I want to ask you, if you find it through the kindness of your heart, and if you enjoy it, if you hit that subscribe button, and if you hit that notification bell, I'll let you know whenever I upload videos. I upload videos 3 times a week, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and every once in a while I'll put in a pop-up video. And then you can also find me on Instagram at beanbeautybagsit, and you can contact me via email for whatever reasons you would like to at beanbeautybagsit@yahoo.com. Okay, back to our regular scheduled program. Okay, now that business is over with, come back to what's depressing for me. This, like, coveted vintage silhouette from Dooney, and guess what? And this is in the green that I wanted so badly when I was in high school that I could not afford, and this is the color. And this was one that I just saw and was at a good price that I thought, and I picked that up. And then in here, the red satchel. Well, they're all fakes. Yep, all 3 of them are fakes. Yeah. Did I know I was buying fakes? Nope. This was the only one that cost me, well, I guess I don't even remember how much these were. These almost made me not want to foray into getting any further bags or anything, or shopping for bags, or made me leery of the secondhand market or whatever. I bought these via Facebook Marketplace because I didn't know where else to look at the time. And I saw this, and actually the gentleman who sold it to me, they didn't even know that they were fakes. And how do I know that it's a fake? When I cleaned it up, at first I didn't know, and like I didn't know anything, really about the leathers. I mean, although I've always been a leather snob, but it had been so long since I really had my hands on a leather product that, like a bag. I had my phone case, which is leather, but would cover my phone case, so you can't really feel the softness of it too much because it's phone case cover. So it's different consistency. So when I first got this, I got it, and it was like, oh, I mean, it looked just like a Dooney, and I got it home, and it was all kind of squished up, and I I even stuffed it and everything. You know, let's see, it's still stuffed from when I did it. You know, still stuffed. And I mean, it has the pockets here, and there's the inside. I mean, and it looks, you know, it has the felt on the inside, but there's no tags. And at that time, I didn't know they had that they had tags. It's how you could find a tag. That's how you could distinguish a non-fake, an authentic Dooney. But there was a period that they did not have tags, so I wasn't 100% disappointed in that because of that fact. And it has a plastic-ish zipper, is plastic, I think. But I also wasn't disheartening because from what I read, and y'all can definitely correct me, and please do if I'm wrong. So y'all check in the comment boxes to make sure. But there was a time where Dooney did have plastic zippers, but a higher class one. So the zipper worked fine for what she thought was plenty of years. And the gentleman on Facebook was helping his friend who his wife had passed away, and she had bags, tons and tons of bags. And this was the bag that I wanted, and I just could not believe it. So this is the one I wanted, and like I said, I don't remember how much it cost. So I got it home, and I had watched how I looked up how can you clean it up, and so I bought the stuff, and I was cleaning it up and everything. And as I was cleaning it up, the patch came undone. See, and the patch was undone, and it's there by glue. It's not sewn in. And so at first I was like, oh, that's kind of strange. And it looks like it's stitched as far as out on here, the patch is stitched. But then I looked inside and there's no stitching. And so I had looked up on YouTube, but they had how to tell if a Dooney's fake or not. And that was one of the things that they're not glued on, they are sewn on. And so I was like, so I text the gentleman and sent him a picture, and he apologized profusely. He said that he didn't know, that they weren't aware, because and that's when he told me the story of what they were doing. And I believed him. I mean, because when I met him, he didn't seem the type, but you never know the type, but he was generally he was happy because it was the first one that they had sold, and that he was trying to help his friends sell. And I said, well, my daughter likes Kate Spade, so if you find something, let me know. And he said, okay. So he said, oh, I was just going to message you that we found the Kate Spade one, and it's just a small one, and he had sent me a picture. And he said, would you be willing to trade off the Kate Spade for this one? And I apologize for that, And he says, you can keep that because, I'm not going to resell it if it's a fake. I didn't know. And he asked me, how did I know? And I told him about this coming off. I told him, and I told him what to look for. And there's no tag. So now I only buy vintage Dooneys that have tags in them. So I may miss out, but I'm only buying them if they have tags, and not the tags that are cut, or tags that are, because the outlet at one time would cut the tags, or completely cut them in half, or cut them, slit them, in half, but so that to designate that they were from the outlet. So that was bag number one. And that same day I had picked up this one, also from somebody on Facebook, and she was like, do you want to look at it? I said, no, I trust you, And the look on her face, and I had a funny feeling on that one. I should have said something, but even then, at that moment, I didn't know anything about Dooney at that time, so I wouldn't have been able to tell you if it was a fake, So I said, no. So she, we had the transaction, and it really, this one really wasn't much at all. So that was this one. So my first color, and totally totally a disappointment. So trash that. So that's gonna go in the dumpster, I guess, or maybe I'm keeping it. I was keeping it to maybe do this video. I mean, I really didn't know if I was gonna do this video, but so this one came with the same. I don't even know what this one is called, but definitely feels definitely plasticky. And it's hard because they're coming from not being taken care of very well and stuff. But this right here, look, it is, it's definitely a pleather. The zipper pull on this, definitely a pleather item. I mean, it came apart as soon as I came home with it. It does have a good magnet. The magnet's good. Now this one, the duck is sewn on there, and has a plastic zipper. No, this one has a metal zipper. And see, I even stuffed this as well. And let's see. That's what it looks like on the inside. But the inside, it has the lining isn't suede. It has a like a, not a silk, but like a fake, like a polyester lining. So that is a telltale sign that I learned later that is definitely not a Dooney. But yeah, so that would chunk that too. So a month or so, some time had passed, and I was like, okay, that's when I went to the Dooney website, bought that one. Definitely knew that about the my dome satchel. This one, I bought this one. Know that it's real. I was able to feel the leather, the handles, everything, and I was like, it came from Dooney.com. So I was like, I know this is authentic, and so I was only buying my items from there. But I was still wanting my the silhouette that I wanted, from years gone past. And they were about $400, almost $5 on the Dooney.com website, and they're exclusive to that, so you're not going to find them on I Love Dooney. And even when they're on sale, I mean, I've only come across one sale, and it wasn't in the color that I wanted, and they didn't have red, and they don't have the green at all. And so the red wasn't on sale, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay that much amount of money, and yes, it's the silhouette that I want, but it's not the color that I want. So do I really want to spend that much money that I would be totally settling, even though I know that it's a real authentic Dooney? And I decided, nope, not what I wanted to do. So it came, went on eBay. So I had already bought a few things on eBay, not a Dooney or anything, but I thought, okay, I know what to look for. And so I'm looking at it and inspected all the pictures, and the lady did me a really good. She had several of them. And she I asked for a smaller, little lower price, and she agreed to it. So I hopped on it. So when I got this, she had it packed very nicely. She had it in, she put it in this dust bag. She had put it in the dust bag, and it came with the crossbody strap, which, I didn't even open. Yeah, this doesn't go like it. Put that trash Winnie B. So, it has a nice, beautiful red suede inside. It has this pocket, and what I didn't notice, and it was on the site, is she did put this a picture that was very, very faint, and it says made in China. Made in China, and I didn't see it. I did not see it in the listing. She just put Dooney and Bourke. She didn't put that it was authentic. I had told Caleb about it, and he said, you can still dispute it, but I didn't because I felt stupid. I mean, I probably should have, and I did spend I think I paid like $90 for it. This, it's not as heavy as that other one, but it has the bottom, and let's see. So here's the logo. So the logo is not, you can't tell, it's not sewn in. I don't think I can get a shot to it. It's not sewn in to that. And you can, oh yeah, here, right here. That was the other thing is, see? Oh, yeah, right there. So I was totally depressed, felt stupid, felt taken, it was more money than the other ones. And I hadn't, knew enough to be dangerous as far as being on here and knowing that thinking that I knew enough to where I could buy something, but it's depressing. It's depressing. So I don't even know what to say. I don't even know where I fall on the whole subject. I know how I felt when I felt like I was being taken. Okay, so I was sold these items as what I thought. I thought I was buying the real thing, and it really is not a good feeling to be on this end of it at all. Now, the subject of when you buy something knowing that it's a lookalike, or they call them now lookalikes, or they call them what is the word that they're calling them? A dupe, whatever. If you're going into it buying it that way, you know what you're buying is not the real thing. That's different. Would I buy one? No. I wouldn't buy one knowing that, buy something that looked like something else because I wanted that something else. So, first of all, I didn't even know that they would do fakes of Dooney and Bourke. I mean, to me, I'm going, Dooney and Bourke? You're doing fakes on Dooney and Bourke's? But, yep, apparently they are. It's a big market. And found that out, the hard way and afterwards through research. And, this one, someone had said that this looked like the Alma, the shape of the Alma from the Louis Vuitton. Well, that's not why I bought it, because even at that time, I really didn't, I knew about Louis Vuitton, but I hadn't gone on the websites. I hadn't really looked at a lot of videos on those, because I was looking at Dooney and Bourke videos, and so I bought this because I like the shape. Do I feel like Dooney and Bourke stole the shape from Louis Vuitton, and when they made this bag? There are only so many silhouettes that you could have on a purse. There are only so many, and then honestly, really, it's like, you know, if you go back to, you know, the 20s, the 30s, you go back and you see it's like everything's just kind of reinvented. So I don't feel like Dooney had tried to do a knock of all that. It's what they created. It's probably a little bit different than what they did, but I didn't buy this because of that. I bought this because it was a Dooney and Bourke, and that's what I wanted. And it was authentic, and it was from the store, and that's what I wanted. And so I got that. So I wouldn't spend like $300 to get a bag that looked like Louis Vuitton, for instance. You know, they have some, you know, you can pay like $300 and it looks like that. I would not buy that. Now, there are like Teddy Blakes that look like have the same silhouette as Hermes Birkin or a Kelly or something like that. You know, that is a different story. It's like the Dooney. It's their own thing. Do I think, you know, that's an authentic brand, and you know, this is authentic brand, and they have taken the silhouettes, and that's, you know, that's all done above board and copacetic and everything like that. So, you know, that I might look into it, but to look into it to get it because I want Birkin instead, you know, I want a Birkin, but I'd rather get this to replace that. No, I would probably get it because I like the bag. You know, I didn't get this to buy it to replace LV. I bought it because I like the bag. I like the brand. I like the brand. I like the bag. I like the color, and that's why I got it. So I wouldn't buy something to make everybody else think or make myself think that it's the original or like the original, because and it's funny because the first time when my LV, because I purchased a authentic LV on Rebag, and you know, it's authenticated and came with all the authenticity stuff and everything, and I'm looking over there because it's right there, and so I was very proud of that. But the first thing when I took it out and everything, oh no, it was my daughter. She goes, "Ooh, is that an LV?" And I said, "Yeah." I go, "It's real." She goes, "Well, of course, Mom." And I was like, "Well, no." I said, "Because, you know, some people buy, buy knockoffs, and what they're called in our area, they're called Louis, fake Louis, but they buy them, not knowing that they're fakes. And in fact, some of the people that I was with, they had bought some on vacation. And I was like, they go, "Do you want to go get one?" I said, "No, I got the real thing," you know. And even though I only have one, and well, here, let me get it. Whoops, sorry. Here, let's throw that away. Let's throw that away. This is the real stuff. Is I only have one, and it's the lips. Okay. And I have my Dooney. I want to know that when I carry it, I want to know that it's real. And then I guess it goes in this part on the video that I was watching about fakes, from Melissa. I forgot what the name of her channel is. I'll put it down the bottom. She had done a very interesting post about, you know, why the wealthy women are purchasing fakes, and that one of the things they can do is, like, when they're rich and they're wealthy, you look at them and you think, well, why are they going to buy a fake purse? Because they can afford the real thing. And so when you look at them versus somebody in our class, she said she's middle class and we're middle class. She said, then there could be that suspicion, and especially like in our area, you know, that they're buying Fluies all around. You know, now that I know that they exist, you know, I'm looking around, and so the ones I thought, oh, I guess that wasn't a real thing. My first thing, like, to my daughter, I wouldn't do it to somebody else, but my first thing was to my daughter was, it's real, you know. And I want, when I carry it, whatever bag that I carry, I want to feel like I know that it's the real thing. Call me shallow or what, it's just that if I'm going to be paying the amount of money I paid for this, I want to know that I'm buying the real thing, even though what I paid is not what the new release would be. I paid a lot less. And you can see my unboxing for this to find out how much I paid for it. And so does that make me a brand name person now, or does that make me a label that I want a label kind of person now, that it only has to be a label? No, because I used to buy just whatever was in the store, whatever label it was or not label, off-brand, whatever it was, for years. And I still have a few of those that I bought that I was like aren't necessarily designer, that are not designers. They're just they're at Nordstrom or they're at wherever, and I bought a few of those, But I just think that the feeling a person gets when they buy something they're thinking is authentic and it's not. And that's where the what am I trying to say? Like the gentleman who sold it. Okay, the lady who bought it, she probably knew, that what she bought was not a real Dooney. But she's passed away, and now her husband is trying to make ends meet and stuff, and are selling it, and they are not aware that it was a fake, and so then they put it on Facebook, and then here comes some unsuspecting person like me, and you purchase it and you don't know, so that's the thing. It's like if you buy a Fluey, and you use it and then you pass it on to somebody, you need to tell them, but it's still at the point, it's like, okay, what if I bought a Fluey and I died, and my family thought, okay, they know that I have bags, designer bags, and they can sell them, as I pass away, or they can keep them, and then well, they know that, if they sell them unknowingly to somebody that it's a fake, not knowing that it's a fake. If I had a fake Louis, no, they can sell this one, they can keep this one, knowing that. I would hate to pass that on to my my children or my grandchildren. I think that's that risk onto them. So that's the yeah, I think that's the bottom line for me, is probably why that it doesn't have to be a designer label, but if it's something that is supposed to, like on those, on these, that if it has a Dooney on there, that it needs to be a real Dooney, because for whatever, when I pass away, for whatever reasons, then, these bags are going to outlive me, then they can do whatever they want to do, knowing that they're authentic, and the same with this. And not have to worry about that. And they may not care when it comes to the time, but you don't want to donate it to, say, Goodwill, because we have Goodwills over here, and that's where all of our donations go, or the Goodwill, because that's the closest donation place around here, and everything just goes to Goodwill. And so you don't want to sell it to Goodwill, and then they don't know, or they may or may not know, and then they go to sell it to somebody, and that cycle continues, and then you sucker somebody like me. I don't want to be responsible for that. I don't want to be responsible for that. So that's why it's like, for me, I'm not gonna buy them. And like those, they're going in the trash. Taking the label off, and and then that's fine. I could donate that bag if I wanted to without the label on it, and I don't have a problem donating it, because the patch clearly came off very easily, and I just remove anything that says Dooney, and then somebody could still, who needed a purse for like $2, could use that purse very well. I just don't want to be responsible for that. So anyway, so I'm not sure how long this video is. let's see, 34 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do some editing on this one. I don't know if I clearly let y'all know what position on it or how I feel. Hopefully y'all understand how I personally feel. These are my opinions. You do what you want to do with your money, boo. You do whatever you want to do. That's you. That's on you. But these are the reasons why I'm doing it, and why I won't do it, why I won't buy them, and why I don't want the risk of passing them on. And because, you know, when you're young, you may not, you know, think about it, or if you have health in your corner, you may not think about it. But, you know, mortality is on my mind, death is on, you know, on our minds more, because, you know, up in years, and I'm not, you know, a well person, so I want to make sure that I try to make things as easy as possible for those who are left behind after I'm gone. As it is, they're going to be upset, like, oh, my mom's a hoarder, she's a collector, she collected all this stuff. So I don't want them to have to worry about fakes on top of that too. So anyway, but there you go. So what are you going to do? So thank you very much for joining me. I hope this was informative, entertaining. I'm hoping that somebody's watching till the end. If you're watching till the end, you know, leave me a duck down in the bottom in the comment box, and just leave me a few ducks to let me know that you know, you got to the end, and I appreciate it. And let me know how you feel. Have you ever bought one by accident, and how did you feel about that? Have you ever bought one for real, and what do you feel, you know, on the subject? You know, there's no judgments here. You know, I'm just letting you know my opinion and how I feel about it. All right. Thank y'all very much for coming. Love y'all. Bye-bye. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.